who doesn't? Dealing with talking about guidance. They received guidance through the leader Moses, right? Musa. They were given the revelation, the law. Guided them out of Egypt, didn't it? Even though they gave him hell every step of the way. And then the Nasara turned Nasara, right? Help, right? Dealing with help. You hear the term Ansar, being there to help. So when you got guidance now, you can help, right? Mm-hmm. But you first have to have faith. You see, you can have all that. You can have all you need, and you can be like the donkey that Allah talk about with a load of books on his back. And it don't be nothing but a burden. So brothers and sisters, we've been blessed. We've had our Imam among us for 33 years as leader, right? How long was Jesus' mission? 33 years, right? So I remember the Imam came in office, and one of the talks in the early years, he said, after my Elijah come Christ. He said the book said Elijah was a fiery preacher. Say Elijah said, throw barrels of water on the pulpit. I'm getting ready to set it on fire. He said, but Christ didn't come like that. He said he wasn't loud, he wasn't flashy. He said Christ came quiet. But he came like the quietness of a storm. Say, all of a sudden here comes down thunder and lightning. You see? So when we look at that and understand that the Imam had a mission just like those before. Allahu Akbar. And if we go back, and I mentioned this once before, that if you look at, the Imam gave a talk on a progress talk, a 10-year progress talk in 1985, and if you listen how he laid things out, it was like he laid it out for his passing, or he wasn't no more among us, like he just gave us a blueprint. And if you look at that, from the time he passed, it had been 23 years. Now, how long was the prophet's mission? 23 years. You understand? So the numbers is important, brother. Believe me, I paid close attention to what you were saying yesterday. But it's important. So if we know and we understand these roles the same way as our Imam told us, he said Muhammad, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was a mercy, rahmatul lillah, a mercy to mankind. He said, as his following, we too should be a mercy. We should be a mercy for mankind. We should be a mercy for the world. We have to remember that. We shouldn't be a problem. You understand? And we've been taught long enough. More than long enough. We've been taught, we were talking to a brother yesterday. We was talking about some things that were taught back by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And then he taught for 43 years, and then his son come in. Another 33 years. We had some before them. Many of us had some, we had good parents, we had decent people. We learned some good things even in the church. So we don't have no excuse. And when we look at the legacy of the Imam, we had an Imam that was just outstanding as a human being. And you're talking about his legacy, outstanding. And he didn't scratch, sweat, he didn't itch, he didn't bow, he didn't do none of that. And he wasn't a problem for just common people. He was a peaceful man. And he said once, you don't need to make enemies unnecessarily. But he also said, he said, now, we're not killers, but we can allow an animal. You understand? So we know how to, if it comes to that. But that, inshallah, that'd be the last thing. But we have to look, we look at our condition and look at where we are today. Let us not make this just about us. And let me say this before I close. This masjid, we were laying a slab out here for this masjid. First masjid built in this city from the ground up by African American, in the African American community. Allahu Akbar. And the effect that, now I'm going to show you something. Let me mention it. Some of y'all probably saw this in the news. A while back, some of our brothers and sisters from overseas bought some land in another part of town. You know, they don't build them massages among us. Now, why that is, I heard people say, well, we don't live in those neighborhoods or whatever. I said, yeah, but you put stores in the neighborhood. You sell hog and beer and pork and all this pauses in the neighborhood. So I don't buy that.
That's right.
So they bought some property to build a masjid. The people in that area did not want them there. They offered them, I was told they offered them $1 million for it. I don't know. They didn't want to sell. The people started having hog races next door to the masjid every Friday. Now you think about that. Now let me show you what happened here. When we were laying the slab out here, it was a Friday morning. Had the cement trucks come out and the believers out here. There were people that walked the streets in the neighborhood, came up and said that they wanted to help. They say, you all feed us. You know, during Ramadan, they put the tables out there and feed it. Had the Neighbor in the Hood program. Once a month, the people came out and said, you all have been good to us. Y'all feed us. Let us help. And people came in and participated. Now, you see the difference? You think we don't have something here? In following the Imam wanted to do Muhammad and his logic, his reasoning. And understand this, the legacy. We talk about his legacy. The Imam was talking about one time how these schools of thought. You know, when you look at these different schools of thought, what is it that keep them alive? It was their following. Those who believed in them, they kept that going all these years. You think we're going to let when the Imam that's done die? And you know, the Imam also, he shared something with us. And I say us, I'm not talking about being a personal way, you know, but this is us as a community. He shed some light on something about the Bible. When you read about all those Noah living, 950 years or something like that? Methuselah. Oh, you're older than Methuselah. You know, you hear people say that. he lived longer than Noah. I think he was 960 years or something like that. But you know, you got to people live long, but it don't mean that they live physically. Imagine you walking around, you get 40 and 50, and your body all crippled and torn. You know, you're talking about 100. That's crazy. That ain't what it's talking about. The man was sharing that legacy that they did, the work that they did. It lived that long, it had the effect. So we know that the work, you think what the Imam has done is going to die out fast? No, indeed. And it may double and triple some of those things. So we have something special. So we all praise be to Allah. I want to thank you all for coming out. I hope something was said that was beneficial. I was at the last minute put on the spot on the program, you know, and I had to take up the doctor title for the day. But I thank Allah for it, and I just pray that we all benefited from it, and that I was able to diagnose the problem and dispense the proper dose of medicine. So we thank you all. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak.